Hello, thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to talk about what you cannot see. You can see I have my nice 70s hairdo going on. I assume many of you guys are going back to the old-fashioned hairdos also. But last week, Tim was talking about how the Lord prepared a place for us in heaven, how he had many, many rooms, and how the resurrection from the cross provided a salvation way for us to go to heaven and be with him for eternity. But later on in 14, Thomas asked, how do we know the way to heaven? And Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me. And then Philip asked the question, how do I know who the Father is? And paraphrased in the following verses, basically Jesus says, if you know me, you know the Father. And then Jesus says, you may ask anything in my name, and I will do it. These are all great concepts out there. But it takes faith to believe in these. The disciples saw Jesus eye to eye, and they had a hard time understanding these concepts. We only hear about it and read about it. And we have to have the same faith to trust that Jesus is there for us. But in John 14, 15 through 18, he kind of talks about how we're supposed to do this. If you love me and keep my commands, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you an advocate to help you and be with you forever, the Holy Spirit. The world cannot accept him because it neither sees him or knows him. But you will know him. He lives in you and will be with you forever. So Jesus tells us if we love him and keep his commandments, he will advocate for us. He will send the Holy Spirit. Once again, you can't see this, so it requires faith to believe in that. So growing up, I was challenged with the Holy Spirit. I grew up in a traditional Lutheran church, and we had said prayers that include the Holy Spirit. I understood the Trinity, but didn't have the relationship with the Holy Spirit. So to me, it was more of just an item. Well, let me tell you how I came to know the Holy Spirit. Back in the early days of Living Water, Julie and I led a young couples married group. We had 5 or 6 couples in the group, and Living Water invited a prophet to come, Tom Stammen. Many of you know him. And so we decided as a group to go see this prophet and see what he had to say. I personally thought this was going to be a circus show. I was a naysayer. I didn't believe in it, and I guess was doubting the whole thing. But halfway through the evening, he called up my wife Julie, and he told us about things that were going on in our household that no one knew about. And so this was kind of overwhelming to me to hear somebody else at our house knowing what was going on. And he told us about the spiritual warfare that was going on. After that night, I kind of buried myself in the Bible and tried to learn more about what spiritual warfare was. Living Water Church came by our side and came and prayed over our house, did some blessings inside, did some anointings, there's some intercessory prayers for us, and got Julie and I started on our journey to cleaning up our house. It took a couple years for us to completely clean our house up, and ultimately it came down to Ephesians 6:18. And pray in the Spirit on all occasions, and all kinds of prayers, and all requests. Julie and I used to get down on our knees alongside our bed and pray in the Spirit. But not earthly prayers, they were spiritual prayers. We prayed things that Tom told us about, and in the spiritual realm. So something we weren't accustomed to doing at all in our previous walk. And so this is all new to us, but the more we did it, the more peaceful our house became. And today we enjoy a fairly peaceful house. Satan always tries to get his foot back in the door, but it's pretty easy to pray him back out again, having the tools and the advocate, the Holy Spirit, with us. So I know it's still hard for you to believe in something you can't see. But right now we have COVID-19 going on. You can't see that either, but everybody knows it's real. So I challenge you to believe in the unseen presence of the Lord. He's there all the time with you, and he will advocate for you. All you have to do is ask and pray to him. So I challenge you as we go forward, pray with the Holy Spirit and let him help you out. Thank you.